What's up, guys? Welcome back to the shop. On this episode, we're going to do our damnedest to get Project Prelude's chassis painted. We got a lot of body work to do and finish up before we're ready to paint it. So let's see if we can get this thing in paint. Psst, I got a secret for you. It's black. Let's see how we did it, or if we can do it. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so while this filler dries right here, added a little bit there, add a little bit in the door, and a little bit more in the corner. I'm gonna suit up and mask up, and I'm gonna finish stripping this door. So we're gonna turn the fan on. We're gonna shut the door so we don't paint the other cars with dust, and we'll get the door stripped. It's time to strip that door. Alright, so here's a little tech tip for you guys. When we're trying to get a nice, straight, crisp body line here, and we got Bondo down here, and we got Bondo up here, you keep sanding it and knocks this down, you start getting a wavy line. Get yourself a piece of masking tape and sand down to the tape, sand up to the tape. If everything's good down here, leave the tape on, put a little more filler on here, and then go ahead and strip your tape off. You'll have a nice, clean line that you can work off of. So that's a little tech tip for now. Mix up a little more mud, get these pinholes filled in, we're gonna call it good. All right, guys, well, we've been working on this side, and I have been chasing this door down. This door is more hammered than me on a Tuesday. Thank God it's not as hammered as me on a Sunday. Oh boy. Anyways, we're getting close. Probably not gonna get the thing in primer tonight. Spent a lot more time coating the door than I thought I would, but you know, hey, that's only an hour behind schedule, so we'll be out tomorrow night, and yeah, geez, hopefully we can get this bitch in primer. Alright, so we can't paint a car black if we don't have paint, so that process started today, and I went and got a sample of paint. It's gonna be kind of hard to see probably on the camera, but it's black. I don't know if any of that'll show up on the camera or not, but there's a nice small blue flake in there, which is kind of what I've always thought I wanted from way back in the get. So we're gonna do a little spray out on this and see what it looks like. Hopefully it's gonna be just right. But we got a lot of work ahead of us tonight, so we've got to get primer on the car, and we need to get the engine bay a hell of a lot closer. So that's going to be enough for the color. We'll do a spray out on it. We'll see what it looks like. Put some clear on it. Hopefully, hold out in the sun. It looks good. So let's get back to work on this pig. Hashtag boogers. Alright, guys, we got the car all wiped out. Time to mix up some primer. Let's put this thing back in gray. Oh, and let's get one coat of primer on this so we can spray some black on that, so we can spray some clear coat on that, so we can see what that looks like in the sun. Well, we got 2 coats of primer on the Prelude. And I sprayed this little panel here with the black. I did not mix up any clear coat, but I did have some rattle can clear coat, so put 2 coats on that. We'll see what that looks like in the morning. Hopefully it's the perfect color and I love it. What is up, guys? Another night back here hammering on the Prelude. It is Tuesday night, so it's going to be a hell of a race to get this thing ready for paint. Got some grinding done on the core support and firewall. Got those patches, got them smeared up with some fiberglass, and just starting the sanding process on those now. We will get those things sanded, smear a couple coats of mud on them, and hopefully maybe tonight, I don't know, it's going to be a mother to get done, but hopefully by the end of the night we should be able to have maybe the firewall ready for primer again. So I wouldn't mind starting to block sand again, but I think I'm going to save that for another day and try to get this engine bay caught up, because it is way behind schedule. This is going to be the Achilles heel to getting this thing painted. So I can't talk anymore because I got to get back to sanding. So last Sunday, let's see, it's Wednesday tonight, I believe, I made an unrealistic goal with myself. I said, I think I can get the main body of the Prelude painted by the end of next weekend. So that gave me roughly 1 week. I'm not going to paint the doors or the fenders, but I will paint, or the deck lid. I will paint the engine bay, quarter panels, roofs, and get all the jam and stuff done. That being said, it's a lot of work. We're a long ways away. The engine bay still needed a bunch of stuff welded up, and it was not flat enough or straight enough, so I wasn't happy with it. So it ended up being a lot more work than I thought. I've been in the engine bay for 2 days now, and I ran out of Bondo, or what are we using? Using Rage Extreme Evercoat Rage Extreme. So I ran out of that, scraped the gallon dry, so I'm not going to get the engine bay finished tonight. So I figured I'd give you guys an overview of what was going on. Oh God, that's a fresh galley. Woo-wee! Let's get it on the car. What is up, guys? It is Friday night. It's 2 o'clock. I'm about done for the evening. Still working on the engine bay. Got the last coat of mud on everything, I think. Got all the pinholes filled in. And got the driver's side 3/4 of the way blocked out. It's not quite perfect, so it's going to need at least one more blocking. So my goal just got a hell of a lot harder. I don't think I'm going to make it, but we're going to keep hammering on it. Maybe we'll paint it Wednesday, Tuesday. So whatever, we're going to keep working on it. We're going to keep going like hell until we get the chassis painted. And yeah, it's pretty close. There's a couple high spots there. We're burning through right there. That little dent's still there a little bit. And then this guy where we had a little bit of mud. We burnt through here. Yeah, it's just, ugh. I don't want to rush it so much that I'm not happy with the final product. So I'm going to keep trying to do things up to a decent standard. And but at the same time, you know, get a fire under my ass so I can keep moving. But we'll be back out here tomorrow, maybe tomorrow morning, but probably tomorrow night. And yeah, we'll just keep going. Try to get everything in primer tomorrow night. Yeah, buddy. What is up, guys? It's Sunday morning. Ugh, got a long ways to go. Didn't end up getting a chance to work on this thing last night. Got home late. Didn't feel like coming out here. So we're going to hammer on this thing all day long. Got to get another shot of high build. Got to get firewall sprayed and blocked out, and then spray everything again. Passenger side, I haven't started blocking. We got a lot of stuff to do today, so we better get to it. All right, guys, fast forward 6 hours-ish. Finally got the firewall all ready to go. Got the whole car blocked out again. Got any touch-ups touched up I need to touch up on both sides. So we're ready to spray a coat of primer. So we're gonna get some primer mixed up. Fast forward 1 hour, and it is all gray again. So we'll let that cure out and start the blocking again. Probably gonna have to spray it one more time and wet sand it. So don't think it's gonna get painted today because I didn't get a chance to go buy paint, but maybe tomorrow night. All right, well, the primer has been drying for about 4 hours, so it's time to start blocking on it. And yeah, let's see if we can get this thing blocked out and sprayed again tonight. All right, right, this is just clogging up the grit. I'm gonna let it set up just a little bit longer. It's plenty hard enough, it's just still a tad sticky, so it just clogs the sandpaper up almost instantly. And rather than dealing with blowing that off every 5 strokes, we'll let it dry out a little bit, get a little harder, a little firmer, turn to powder more than a little sticky powder. And I guess in the meantime, we'll go to get this cowl and windshield area prepped so we can spray that. Give a few more minutes for this to dry. Exciting stuff's happened. So it's Tuesday night. It's about, it's 2 days past my deadline to have this thing painted, but I did get it sprayed in black sealer earlier this evening. So that is drying now. All right, guys, I've been wet sanding this thing all night long. Didn't think it was gonna take this long, but guess what? It always takes longer than I think it should. So, long story short, I got the engine bay, all the pertinent areas cut, got rid of the sanding scratches. I final sanded this thing in 220, which I knew was gonna be way too aggressive. I think 400 is kind of your bare minimum for sanding scratches on paint. But I wanted to throw it in black sealer primer, so all these areas in here, get those black with the primer, so if I miss a little bit when I'm spraying the color, because it's going to be black, it won't show gray. I won't have like a gray, weird gray edge on it. So, that being said, everything's wet sanded, everything's good to go. So tomorrow night we're going to finish taping off the windshield, sunroof, doors, back glass, all that stuff, all the holes in the firewall. We'll spoof it with another coat of primer, the sealer, the black sealer like this, and then we'll mix up some paint. We're going to paint this bitch. We're going to go with, what is it, the Starlight Black Mica. I think that's what it's called. And we're going to get it painted, clear coated, and we will get the chassis in black and done. Can't believe it's happening. 2020 has been such a crazy year where we went from being locked down, losing a ton of work, not knowing what was going to happen, wife getting T-boned, having to redo the Suburban, broke a couple ribs about 3 weeks ago. It's just been a crazy, wild year, and 2020 is the year of the Prelude. So we're going to get this thing painted. We're going to get it on the ground. Once it's painted, roll it out here, finish painting the deck lid and the doors and the fenders. They're not in here, but you get my drift. And yeah, like, it's happening. I'm so excited to see this thing done. Tomorrow night's going to be an exciting night. I have been busting my ass. 3 days behind schedule. Guess what? I'm going to be exactly 3 days behind schedule. So I've been busting my ass to get this thing done for you guys. Mostly for me. I don't really care what you guys think. So, yeah, that's kind of sounded like a dick. But you get what I'm saying. I'm building this car for me, not for you. I'm just showing you guys what I'm doing. So, yeah. Tomorrow's going to be an exciting night. I don't care how late I have to work out here. This thing will be painted tomorrow night. I don't care if it's 4 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning, or guess what? I'm freaking not going to bed, and I'm going to just have to wake up and go to work. So, all right, guys, it's time for that magic moment. We are going to put some color on this thing. I've got everything masked off. I got the last coat of sealer on here. It is fully cured out. We're going to wipe it down. And we're going to shoot some black on it. So it's going to be cool. I'm excited. I'm pumped. Okay, so with the first coat here, I focused a lot in the engine bay and getting in all these tight spots back here that are really hard to get to. I don't want to just start fogging paint on everywhere because it's going to run like hell when I try to spray that area or back in there in those nooks and crannies. So I want to make sure I get good coverage back there. And then also, I don't want to paint this front area till dead last because I'm going to be leaning over it trying to get that and putting smears all over it with my shirt. So I'm trying to get all the far stuff back there done. Get all the tight spots and nooks and crannies. You know, like right in there. We just want to make sure we get good coverage because we don't want to have any light spots. So that's first coat. We got to let it dry for about 5 more minutes, and we'll probably do a little bit more touch up in some of those areas. And then it's on. We are painting this sucker. All right, guys, it's time to spray some clear coat. Got the clear coat mixed up. Got the microphone on, that's good. So I've got a quart there. It's a little foggy in here still, but the car is in black. So I'm gonna start working on the engine bay area, doing the exact same process, kind of making sure I get clear coat in all those hard to reach spots so I don't get any runs, because nobody likes runs. Not in your paint, not in your underwear. So yeah, it's time to squirt a little clear on this bad bitch. Alrighty guys, second coat of clear is on. I cannot believe I have a black Prelude again. I mean, it has been since 2004, maybe 2005, I think, when I sold my car. So yeah, this little guy's been red its whole life, and I finally made it black again. So it's just super exciting for me. This has been a long time coming. I've had this car since '07, so that's when I bought it, and yeah, it's super cool to see it come together. Terrible night to try to paint this thing. I should have painted it last night when it was 60 degrees at 6 o'clock at night. It was about 18 degrees at 6 o'clock tonight. I'm assuming it's probably colder now, so it's 10-15 degrees out. We're having a hell of a time keeping the heat in the garage. The old heater's working great. Got her cranked up to 82. It's 70 on this side. But yeah, it's hard to keep the fan running full time. I've got it blocked off right now to suck the fumes out of here and still keep the heat up enough to not mess up the paint. So I'm assuming we're gonna have some issues on the lower half of the car with some orange peel, just because it's getting too cold and it's drawing too much air underneath the doors. That's, you know, 10 degrees, and we're trying to convert it to 7 degrees. It just doesn't happen. So yeah, but regardless of the fact, it is in black. It is fully shaved, and oh man, I want to find a before and after picture, because that is looking good. Like, that is awesome. One thing I've always done is I've looked at all these engine bays and all these Preludes, and I go, that's what I want to do, that's what I want to do, that's what I want to do. And I've tried to do that and then some to make it my own. So I'm super excited right now. This is 2020 has been a shitty year for everybody, and getting this thing painted, it's a big deal. So I'm excited right now. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And I got to work at 7:30 because it snowed today. So yeah, it is exciting. So I'm gonna go spray 2 more coats of clear, and we're gonna let this thing cure out. So yeah, buddy, this is what a full cup of clear coat looks like on the ground. My custom paint gun holder right there let me down. I just got done topping her off, set her in there, turned my back on her, and she went ahead and fell on the ground. Dumped out all my clear coat. Mixed up some more. We're going for coat 5. All right, guys, we did it. This thing is finally in paint. We're only 3 days behind schedule, and guess what? We spent all 3 days in the engine bay. So I think it was well worth it to spend the time in the engine bay. I wish we could have painted it last night, but a hell of a lot warmer at 60 degrees. But the engine bay looks phenomenal. We've got to do a little bit of cleaning up. We'll see how it all dries out. But yeah, it's black. I can't believe I have a black Prelude again. So I'm super pumped. We got it all stripped out, and yeah, so next step is get it back on the ground, push it out, paint the rest of the parts. And I've got a wet sand too, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, black Prelude, I got one again. So good night.